Hi, Keisha.
Hi.
It's so good to see you again.
You too.
How was your week?
It was okay. I mean, I didn't want to get out of bed a couple days, so I called off work because I just didn't feel up to it. So,
When you woke up, you just weren't feeling it?
yeah, at night, I've just been dreaming about what happened, so it's keeping me up at night. And then when I finally get to sleep, it's like time to wake up, and I'm just not, I just don't want to do it. So I'm just going to call off and stay home.
Okay. So this week's kind of been a rough week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last time we met, we went through the history or kind of your story of the sexual assault. And today what I'd like to do with you, if you're open to it, is introduce something called CBT or cognitive behavioral therapy.
Okay.
So what that is typically when someone experiences an event, they then experience a thought that comes into their head. That thought then affects our emotions and our behaviors.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
Okay. So when you were telling your story to me the last time you were here, there were some statements that you made a couple times. And I'm kind of wondering if those are some negative thoughts about your perception of the event that happened with the sexual assault, okay? So I would like to go over some cognitive distortions with you.
Okay.
And I would like you to let me know whether or not you feel like you're experiencing this.
Okay.
Okay? So then we can talk about that a little bit further.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the cognitive distortions that I feel like may have been happening is something called a should statement.
Okay.
There was a couple times while you were telling me what was going on, you kept saying, I shouldn't have went to the door.
Yeah. I feel like it's my fault that he got in because I opened the door. I usually don't open the door when people knock and my husband's not home because it just makes me nervous. So I usually don't, and for some reason I did, and I don't know why I did. And so I'm blaming that on myself because it wouldn't have happened if I wouldn't have opened the door.
Okay. But Keisha, that wasn't the first time you went to the door that night, right? You went to the door when the neighbor came.
Yes.
And was complaining of your music.
Yes.
And so is it fair to say that you thought that the neighbor was back at the door?
I guess that's maybe what I thought. I guess so, because he wasn't there too much before this happened.
Okay. But I think what's happening is you're putting some blame on yourself.
Yeah.
For the situation.
I guess so.
Okay. Sometimes what we'll do is we'll kind of think about what would we think or what kind of advice could we give if this situation occurred to one of our friends. So if this happened to one of your friends, do you think having that blame, that guilt of I shouldn't have went to the door, would you want your friend to do that?
No, I mean, I wouldn't want them to think it's their fault, but I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like my friends are less aware of things than I am, so I feel like that I kind of went towards my morals and opened the door when I usually don't. So, I mean, I wouldn't want them to feel that way about themselves, but I just think our situations are different.
Okay. So that thought, though, of kind of this blame may be contributing to kind of the way you're feeling.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. I just feel nasty. I just feel like I'm worthless and somebody took advantage of me, and I just feel so gross, and that's just interrupting my relationship with my husband because I don't want him to touch me and I don't want to be intimate, and he obviously does. That's what you do in a relationship, and I just feel like it's making distance between me and my husband. He's very supportive of me, and he's very supportive, but I just feel like I'm making problems in our relationship because I don't want to be intimate with him because I'm still like I just feel so gross and I just don't want him to touch me.
Have you been able to say this to your husband?
No, I don't want to hurt his feelings. And I mean, I haven't talked to him about what happened. I mean, he knows what happened, but like full detail of what happened, like I just don't want to tell him right now. I'm just not there because it's hard for me to like take that in because I'm so mad. I'm so mad about what happened and I know that he would be mad. So I'm not there yet to tell him about what happened. I know he'd be supportive, but
Have you ever thought about bringing him here with you?
I mean, he's definitely willing to come. He said that. He said whenever I'm ready for him to come with me here, he definitely would. But I'm not there yet because some of the things I told you last week, I don't want to tell him yet. So I don't want him to know yet until I tell him. I don't want him to find out like here.
Okay.
So, but that would be good to do that so we could be on the same page. But
Because you want to have a better relationship with your husband.
yeah, I love my husband and it's not his fault what happened and I don't want him to feel like I'm blaming him or taking it out on him. But I just don't even know what's going on in my head anymore. I just feel so down all the time.
Do you feel like you have the option to try to confront these thoughts that you're having? So when you wake up in the morning and you're just feeling worthless, like you don't want to go to work, are you able to kind of recognize that that's the thought that's coming through your head and say, you know what, I'm not worthless?
I mean, I guess I could say that, but like I don't feel that way right now. Like I just feel like I'm just not there. And I know that that's not okay, and I know that it's affecting my relationships and it's affecting me going to work, obviously, because I've been calling off, but like I don't know what to do.
And sometimes we have to start like challenging those thoughts that are coming into our head because you're not worthless and you're not disgusting and this is not your fault. And sometimes we have to be the ones to say that to ourselves and to be able to say that to ourselves.
I guess I could try.
I think that would be a good homework assignment for this week. I think that if you wake up in the morning and you're starting to feel a certain way, start challenging yourself on, you know what, I am worthy. I have goals. I'm gonna go to work today. And just, even if it's just a little push of yourself.
I just feel like everybody knows, like, and I know that everybody doesn't know, but I just feel like everybody looks at me and they're just like, ew, look at that girl, like, I can't believe that happened to her, and that she's just so nasty and disgusting, and it's just really hard.
Okay. And sometimes we have a way of, it's another cognitive distortion called jumping to conclusions, and we kind of believe the worst case scenario before we even allow it to happen.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So what I'd like you to do is to just try that. Try to start changing those negative core beliefs that you're having, those thoughts, into something more positive. Okay?
Okay.
I mean, pull out those strengths that we talked about the last few weeks. Okay? And really focus on those things. And if it would help you to journal these thoughts, that's fine, and you can bring the journal with you next week.
Okay.
Or if you'd rather just kind of talk about it, that's fine too.
Okay.
But I think if we can start thinking more positively, having more positive thoughts, it's going to affect the way that we feel, our emotions, which may also kind of help with your relationship with your husband.
Okay. Because I want that to be better, and I want to be more positive, and I don't want to miss work, and I just want things to be good. So, I mean,
I apologize for that.
oh, that's the problem. So that makes sense.
Okay. Well, thank you for coming in today,
Thank you.
and I will see you next week.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.